tells Man United who they need to target in final hours of transfer window. Manchester United have been linked with a move for Brentford's Ivan Toney this summer, but the Bees striker remains in West London with less than 2 days of the transfer window remaining. Alan Shearer believes Manchester United should look to sign Brentford striker Ivan Toney before the end of the transfer window. Toney has been left out of each of the Bees' matchday squads so far this season as Thomas Frank prepares for the forward to be sold before the end of the month. The 28-year-old has entered the final year of his contract and shown no inclination to extend his deal. The ex-Peterborough United star has been linked with Arsenal, Manchester United, and Chelsea in recent months, but no offer has appeared forthcoming. Recent weeks have opened up the possibility of a transfer to the Saudi Pro League. Newcastle United legend and BBC pundit Shearer believes Toney would immediately improve the Red Devils. The Premier League's top goalscorer reckons that ensuring Bruno Fernandes and Mason Mount do not have to play as false nines during the absence of Rasmus Højlund would be beneficial. "I like Ivan Toney," Shearer told Betfair. "I think he can do a really good job for someone. He's an excellent player. Obviously, he knows the Premier League, he knows what it's about, and he's proven at that level. He's an England international too. He only has 1 year left on his contract, and I understand why some players would want to go to Saudi Arabia. But for someone like him who's in the prime of his career, he's got another 4 or 5 years ahead of him, and I would hope that he stays in English football because I think he has a lot to offer." I am slightly surprised that Man United haven't inquired about him. Maybe they have, maybe there's something brewing behind the scenes that we don't know about, but I think he'd do pretty well at Old Trafford. I thought they were poor in forward areas against Brighton, and without Højlund, I know they've signed Xerxes, but they're playing Bruno Fernandes and Mason Mount as 2 false nines, and up to now, I'm not sure that's worked for them. They got the goal from Xerxes against Fulham, and then just the one last week, so it hasn't quite clicked for them yet in forward positions, and I think Ivan Toney would be a really good option for them. Thomas Frank resisted discussing the future of Toney following his sides when over Colchester United. Similar stand to yesterday. "I'm not speaking about Ivan," he said. "I want to speak about the 21 lads in the dressing room who did well to get through to the next round of the Carabao Cup against a Colchester team who deserve a lot of praise and made it difficult for us." Manchester United star suffers injury blow and ruled out of Liverpool clash. Mason Mount will miss Manchester United's match with Liverpool on Sunday at Old Trafford, having started both matches for Erik ten Hag's side so far this season. Manchester United will be without Mason Mount for Sunday's clash with Liverpool. Mount has started both Premier League matches so far this season for Erik ten Hag's side, but will be unavailable for the meeting with their fierce rivals at Old Trafford. He had been forced off at halftime of Saturday's loss to Brighton in a move that Ten Hag had hoped would merely be precautionary. But Mount, who saw his debut season with the club wrecked by injury last term after his $55 million switch from Chelsea, has confirmed that he is now sidelined again and won't be back until after the September international break. "During the last game, I picked up a minor muscle issue," Mount wrote on Instagram. "I've had it checked, and it looks like he'll be out for a few games. Leading up to and during preseason, I worked hard to get my fitness back to where it needs to be, and I felt re-energized, sharp, and ready. I wanted you to hear it directly from me how frustrated I am, as I expect you are too. I will do everything possible to be back in the best shape and help the team." With Mount absent, it could see Joshua Xerxes, who scored United's winner in their opening game against Fulham after coming off the bench, handed his first start. "He's a player that's very interesting and gets involved in the right places. I'd like to see his game improve with more minutes and confidence," said Saha. "I'm sure everybody around the manager is working very hard, and I just want to see goals, fight, and passion. I think we're getting there, but there's also new signings that are going to need time to adapt." Xerxes seemed to have adapted quite quickly, and I'm sure the manager will be boosted by that. For Sunday's game, I'd definitely like to see a striker up top, because even though the false nine works sometimes in terms of pressing, that's not the mission. The mission is to score goals.